I've got just this incredibly antiquated video on my smartphone right now. A video that I had recorded when I was just 21 years old. A video that I had shot on Sunday, May 24th, 2015. It's a 3-minute and 2-second video. In just a few minutes, I'm going to be watching this video with you. I'm going to be watching and reacting to this video for no other reason than the fact that I believe this video is going to give you hope. I believe this video will be something approximating the ability for you to peek behind the proverbial curtain of what is personally possible, what is the pinnacle of possibility for you. What I really hope you see in this video, what I hope you see genuinely, I really do, is this kid who is a little bit beaten down. A little bit beaten down into life by the boot of life. Like someone who just wasn't as high vibe. Someone who was a shell of the person that they ultimately could have been. Somebody who just needed to be shown a different way. Someone who needed to be shown door number 3. A different possibility than the two that they were ostensibly presented with. Just a lad who needed to be shown a different way. Somebody who had skin in the game and had the motivation and the desire to make change. Somebody who is willing to, at any point in time, say no. And no, I'm going to turn the other way, and I'm literally going to blaze that trail, and I'm going to charge forward in that direction. I'm willing to leave no stone in this life unturned. I'm willing to, at any point, give up. I'm willing to give up who I am now for what I can become. But I need somebody to show me the way. I need somebody to show me the ropes. I need somebody to show me how to circumnavigate, how to effectively sidestep these landmines that I've been stepping on for the first 21 years of my life. This video is a video that I personally recorded for my mentor at the time, now my really good friend, and as of 2 weeks ago, my roommate, my housemate. This is a thank you video that I had sent to him halfway around the world, from East Coast of America to East Coast of Australia, genuinely thanking him for showing me the way, for showing me the road, for giving me the map, the blueprint that I needed to follow. If I were to analogize, if I were to liken this man, my mentor, now good friend and housemate, Luke, to a character, the best analogy would be, and if you haven't seen this video, literally today, this week, sometime this month, you really should watch it. It's incredibly inspiring. The Count of Monte Cristo. I would liken Luke to the incredibly wise priest in the Shadow Deep, who Edmond Dantes, myself, finds himself in the midst of, finds himself alongside. The priest teaches him how to fight. The priest teaches him how to read and write. The priest teaches him, Edmond Dantes, about mathematics, about logic, how to think properly, how to engage the power of deduction, how to elucidate core kernel truths in this life. The priest gives Edmond Dantes the map to the lost treasure of Spada, and that gives Edmund hope. That gives Edmund hope of escape from the Shadow Deep. My Shadow Deep was a proverbial prison of my own making, of my own mind, and I needed a map to help jailbreak past that, to have the confidence to be at ease with myself, to be comfortable in my own skin, to level up my character, to become the fucking man. To become a really grounded person, who was no longer living at the whims of externality. The school year that I shot this video, I was what's called a P1. I was a first-year pharmacy student, and what that means is it was effectively my third year in university. I had done 2 years of undergraduate work to cross the T's, dot the I's, satisfy the prerequisites necessary to apply and gain admittance to pharmacy school. And something happened earlier in this school year that made me really distraught, that made me throw my hat over the fence, that was the greatest wake-up call of my entire life. And it was when the girl that I was head over heels in love with, who monkey branched to, summoned me. He called me out. See, for the first 21 years of my life, I never wanted the spotlight to be on me. I wanted to be, for lack of a better term, the fly on the wall. I wanted to be stuck in my own head. I didn't want to be called out. I didn't want to be called on in class. I certainly never would have raised my hand. I didn't want to be illuminated. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to, in the locker room, let my Johnson swing between my legs. I wanted to keep the towel in front of me. I didn't want the world to see me. I didn't want to come on camera. I wanted to be in a comfortable prison that I had erected. A prison that I didn't realize I was suffering within the confines of. I didn't realize the freedom on the other side of the proverbial shackles that kept me there. But when I got called out, literally taunted, as I'm walking to my next class and this guy Drew is taunting me 90 degrees to my left, to my right rather, and I can't even turn my head the 90 degrees. Frankly, I can't even look straight ahead. I could never forget that. I could never forget the deep pain of that. At this really deep level, this deep evolutionary level, I mean, frankly, I got cucked. And at this really deep evolutionary level, the chromosomal level, you might say, I was defeated. I was defeated. I got the L, man. I was a loser. That really felt bad. And it was that pain that forced me to play the game. I never wanted to play the game. I wanted to play someone else's game. I wanted to be a different character. I wanted to be Ash, who could choose to get Charmander or oftentimes Squirtle from Professor Oak. I still wanted to battle. I really did. I wanted to take Gary down, that freaking bastard. I wanted to beat him. I wanted to defeat the Elite Four and then put Gary in his place and be reigned the champion. I wanted to be the fucking man. But I just didn't have a reason to become the man in real life. So I got lost in the game that other people had designed. But when Drew called me out, it made it real. That pain was so real, and it really forced me to awaken the giant within me. And I said, fuck Pokemon, fuck that. This is my house. This is my game. This is my life. This is my battle. And this is my call to action. Drew just invited me to go on this epic journey. He's never going to forget that. This was my lower self. I wanted to render myself unrecognizable to Drew, to Chelsea, the girl who I was head over heels in love with, to both of them. I wanted them to never forget me. Now that's a really petty, lower desire. But I was in a lot of pain, and at that point in my life, what it was that I was trying to escape that pain, and I was more driven by the escape of desperation than the allure of inspiration. So what happened when I crossed paths with this Australian savant who lived halfway around the world from me was I found somebody who had left no stone unturned, who had a really strong understanding of physiology, how to optimize endocrinology. Somebody who, in autistic detail, knew the exact exercises to build an aesthetic physique. A man who literally lost his virginity at the age of 13 and was just this really masculine role model that I looked up to. I needed a dose of masculinity, but I needed it to be presented to me in a methodical fashion as an intelligent, intellectual introvert, somebody who was just stuck in my own head for over 20 years of my life. It needed to be this man. It was precisely this man that could have saved me because of how well thought he was, well read, how intellectual, how well written this individual was. I just love the fact that he was concurrently intelligent and masculine. And after he gave me the map, after we had just hundreds of back and forth PMs, private messages on the bodybuilding.com forum, I finally decided to thank him by making this 3-minute and 2-second video, which we're about to watch right now.
Hey man, I just wanted to end this video by thanking you for all of the time and effort that it's taken on your part to effectively address all of my comments, questions, and concerns. I printed out all of your responses via email and it totaled over 10 pages front and back. So
10 pages. Right, so I was very serious. I had a lot of skin in the game. I was in a lot of pain, so I had a reason to take this information seriously, and I really applied myself. I reread the PMs, the private messages. I printed out all of these messages. I summarized it, I synthesized it, I thought about it, and I applied myself.
it follows that required an immense amount of time and effort, and for that, I genuinely thank you. I feel as though I've acquired more knowledge than I initially deemed possible to acquire. I didn't think I necessarily had that much to learn or correct, but I'm glad I contacted you because especially regarding the logistics of the exercise and how to perform them, I feel like I've definitely made some necessary improvements, not the least of which is my side lateral form, which was pretty horrendous in retrospect. So thank you for reviewing all of the footage that I took and providing some really insightful pointers for me to have a look at. And in general, just thank you for supplying the one thing that I felt I was in need of, which is a blueprint, sort of a map to attaining the goals that I've aspired to regarding my physique. And with that, I feel really confident in sticking to that, and I feel like I have all of the tools necessary to achieve what I wish to. And so down the road, probably at the 1-year mark, when I've made some more impressive physique gains, I'll post some progress pictures to the latest thread.
Yeah, it's a really good point there. So I was pretty involved on the bodybuilding.com forums at the time, but at this point in my life, I decided to cut out everything. All social media, no Facebook, no YouTube, no forums, nothing. I literally went completely off the map and I blazed my own trail with this new map that I had been given because I realized that I needed to value action over intellect. And I realized that I was just sinking my time and energy into forum posts that ultimately weren't going to bear any fruit. And that if I was going to cultivate the character that I could ultimately bring to fruition, that was going to require me to go off the trail, off the beaten path, where all of the proverbial honeypots are set that people get stuck in life. I was going to have to do something different. I couldn't continue doing what I had always done, thinking I was going to be getting something other than what I had always gotten.
And then at that point in time, maybe become a more active member, play a more integral role in your latest active thread, and try and help out some other members as well. But just generally speaking, I just wanted to thank you for all of the support and the insight that you've provided, and I wanted to wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors in lifting, your role as a husband, etc. And that I'm sure we'll be in contact in the future as you post periodically to the thread. And for now, I guess it's just time for me to nut up or shut up with the lifting, and I think I'll have to go with the former on this one and let the gains begin.
Yes! Yes! That's a really great sign off, actually. I guess it's time for me to nut up or shut up and let the gains begin. See, I knew that I had to become the man. I knew that I couldn't continue doing what I had always done and gotten something other than what I had always gotten. I knew that I had to start doing difficult things and really push the envelope of my own comfort zone. Cold approaching women, meditating, spending time by myself, journaling, lifting weights, leveling up in life. There's frankly one major takeaway that I get after watching that video, and I really hope this does not get lost on you. I really hope this resonates, which is, it's two words. It's so simple. The two words that I'm left with: it worked. It worked. Woo! It worked, man. I did the thing and it worked. And funny enough, this thought actually is a recurring thought that I'll have, just looking a girl deep in the eyes as we're having just passionate, intimate times together. Times that I could never even imagine at one point in my life. And I have this voice in my head that's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it worked. And it can work for you too. And I really hope that's the one thought that you're left with. It worked for me and it can work for you. You just need, frankly, two things. You need the information and you need the incentive to apply the information. The information that Luke gave me, who I'm teaming up with in the hopes of bringing the best possible content to you, that information is as good as not if it's not applied. You have to have a reason to apply it. You have to have skin in the game. You have to, in a sense, just let your guard down and have that skin in the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve. You have to be willing to get hurt on this journey. You have to be willing to experience pain. Nobody said this was going to be easy. And you probably wouldn't even want it if it were, because everybody else would already have it. The truth is that it's simple, but it's not easy. You have to apply yourself, and that's how you're going to get on the other side of struggle to experience serenity. I love you very much, my friend. Drop a comment down below, like and subscribe for more content like this. We're going to the promised land together. I'm going to teach you how to fix physiology, how to get really, truly dialed in. I hope you're passionate about this. I hope you're passionate about the fact that the lad that you just saw, you cannot unsee this. Please do not forget this. A really potent seed has been planted today, and my hope is that you don't forget it. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Keep watching these videos. These videos are going to allow you to remember this. I don't want you to forget that. I don't want you to forget what is possible for you, how good your life can get, how far you can ascend, how confident of a person you can become, and how positive of energy, by extension, you're going to be able to infect other people with. I love you very much, my friend. And until next time, find your freedom. Peace.